You're listening to Empire of Rust, the world's first and only Transformers RPG podcast. Join the fight as Carapace, Rex, Magnum, Wildstrike, and Sweet Spot fight their way through Iacon's underworld against criminal empires and a movement determined to bring an end to the Cybertronian Confederation.
Hello, all of you out in listener land. Full disclosure on this episode, we had some major technical issues while recording this time around. A thunderstorm knocked out power in the middle of our session, and we lost some of our audio. Now don't worry, we got it back and we got an episode out for you, but the first third of the show is going to sound a little bit different than the rest. And Matt's voice sounds a little bit muffled from the backup tracks. I'd like to think we made Pythagoras sound a little bit more like Magnum this time around. But with the bad news out of the way, I want to thank all of you for continuing to listen and continuing to support Empire of Rust. Your kind words and comments really help keep us going. And now, Episode 7 of Empire of Rust.
So we missed something very important towards the end of the last episode. You guys leveled up.
Yes, we did.
Level 2.
Ding.
Fries are done.
Level 2 for most of you is going to be a bonus feat, in addition to a couple of increases to BAB, skills, and saves. But why don't we go around the table and tell me what you picked for your bonus feat there.
All right, so you want me to go first?
You always go first.
All right, that's right. I got myself a self-starter. Nope, that's not right. I didn't get a self-starter. What I picked up for the bonus feat was vehicle ramming. So when I ram, I now take half of the damage I would normally take from my ram action.
You rammed something, I think, in the first episode.
And I banged myself up pretty good when doing it. But now, not so much.
So when you were talking about a self-starter, that made me think of something too. Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking of a remote starter, but then I didn't know who to give that to.
Yeah.
How could if in case I'm ever away from myself.
Here, in case you need to turn me on from a distance, what?
It's effectively like a engagement ring.
Yes, right.
Carapace, what did you pick up?
Carapace, in addition to gaining a lot more hit points and stamina points, took weapon focus, heavy weapons, because 3 of the weapons that I carry are heavy, so I get a +1 to hit with pretty much everything I use except for my melee weapon.
Wildstrike did the same thing, except weapon focus for long arms.
Oh.
Because I have several long arms and 1 melee weapon.
More than 2.
Yep.
And if anyone's going to have a angle on a very long shot, it's going to be you.
Magnum took a second level of mass shift. And, his building mode is actually now big enough for Transformer-sized creatures to use. Not medium Transformers, instead of just human-sized creatures.
All right. So you transform into a garage, right?
Maybe a shed, I don't know.
You might be my favorite place.
I like him as a destination because it's never far.
That's very true.
Pythagoras took skill synergy, which gives him bonus. In this case, it gives him bonuses in his physical science and his computers.
Pythagoras goes up every level along with Magnum?
Pythagoras' level is always half of Magnum's. Half of Magnum's +1. So, because he started at level 1. So he won't go up next time. But right now, they both went up a level because they're both level 2 now.
So he'll go up on the even levels.
Yeah.
So when we finished last episode, you had just finished up the fight against Tiltfire, Cadmium, Regs, and the bot you've all called Avocadotron. Best name for a Transformer ever. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. And you are standing amongst the corpses of 7 bots in the back room of the Lost End Medical Clinic, having just rescued Wildstrike.
Does our necromancer need to harvest their souls?
I want to see if any of them can be saved.
Yes, I will aid you as much as I can with that regard by just standing behind you and patting you on the back. There you go. Good job.
I'll check Tiltfire first.
Are we trying to save these people? I mean, they're
Yes.
They're terrorists?
They have information.
They're supposed to go on trial. I mean,
Trials are slow.
But necessary.
Pythagoras will go around checking each one of them. We'll start with Tiltfire.
I'll save the trouble on Tiltfire. He's dead.
Sorry, Wild Strike. To be fair, I didn't shoot him.
Did I crit him? I think it was like near the end I thought I crit somebody.
Yeah, I think that was you, Carapace, who killed Tiltfire.
You sort of ignored him for most of the battle.
Yeah, I didn't know who was actually our ally for most of it because of all of the shenanigans you were pulling, and I loved that. That was hysterical.
No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Tiltfire could potentially still be alive. It was Cadmium that got crit by you, Carapace, I think, the VTOL.
Yes.
And then it was Avocadotron that Magnum had not critted, but supercharged weapon shot right to his head. So we'll save the trouble on those two, Cadmium and
Avocadotron.
Avocadotron, thank you. Those two are dead. The other ones, potentially.
Tigers will start with Tiltfire then, since there's a chance of he'll check his vitals and
So you're saying there's a chance.
listen for vitals or whatever the equivalent is. If he has 24 in his medicine check.
Yeah. Tiltfire is still alive. You can stabilize him if you want.
Stabilize. Is that just still unconscious or?
Yes, I believe he's still unconscious.
He's at 0, but he's not dying.
Alright, I will check out, I guess, bots 1 into 27 on Pythagoras' medicine check.
You think bot number 1 can be saved? I'll actually roll that over for both numbers 1 and number 2. Number 1 you think can be saved, and in number 2 you don't believe.
He's not well, even if I apply Energon.
Correct. He has gone to the great allspark in the sky.
Till all are one.
Alright, I will stabilize bot number 1, and I guess I'll harvest Energon from the rest of them. Might as well.
You do that. As you are looking at Cadmium, you do notice a bit of movement from his corpse.
Oh, his gun is the other little dude.
Make a life science check.
13.
You're not certain.
Well, if something's moving, I'm gonna help. Can I do a medicine check on it then? Whatever the hell's moving on him.
It looks like his gun is trying to come off his body, but you can't quite tell that it's a Transformer or not.
Can I, as part of the like he's doing medicine-y stuff, I'm searching them for weapons. So, like, would I be able to tell that there's a living gun?
Perception check.
I actually put a rank in this, so I have a chance now. Nope, not with a 2. I got a 6.
Can I do some engineering to try to detach it?
Here, let me hold the arm for you. There you go.
Maybe you should hold the moving thing, which was a chance to get away.
Okay. Now, I'm holding it here.
So I will try to loosen the cogs or grip the bolts or whatever. 22 on engineering.
You think you can detach it fairly safely.
Oh, big eject button, of course.
There you go.
The front gun separates from Cadmium, and as you are holding its sweet spot, it starts to transform in your arm.
Oh my gosh. All right, hold on there. I'll try to keep a handle on it. So what kind of a roll is this going to be?
Why don't we say...
Great big grapple check? Gonna grapple with it? Kind of wrestling around? Taking a hands-on approach?
You can make a grapple check or an acrobatics check.
I will make an acrobatics check. And that is going to be a 13. I try to get both hands on that. So
yeah, you keep a handle on the gun as it transforms, and Wild Strike, you notice that the little bot that it turns into is the same little bot that was next to Cadmium when you first entered the clinic. He was introduced to you as Regs.
Okay.
Oh, hello there, little bot.
That's Regs.
Regs, huh?
Regs. He was with Cadmium, last I saw.
He was with him last I saw, too.
Well, Regs, what do you got to say for yourself? Let's speak up.
All that comes out is like electronic beeps and hisses.
Check and see if people once over, see what's wrong with them.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
How big is he? Like, is he like hand-sized, or is he? When he mass shifted?
He is Pythagoras sized.
Okay.
So he's a fairly small bot.
31 on medicine. And look in the ear holes, eye holes.
You think he just took damage from the impact of Carapace's weapons. So he is conscious, he is alive, but he does look significantly damaged.
You knocked the vocabulary out of him.
I've hit people so hard they become stupid, yeah.
I will infuse some energon into this dude.
Hold on to him tightly.
Yeah, he transformed into a gun. You sure that's a good thing to do?
Oh.
All right, I will point him away from me. Here, you face him.
Well, is this guy armed now?
He doesn't look at it.
He's a gun.
Yes, he isn't a gun right now.
Okay.
I just hold him firm on the shoulders.
Can I do a life sciences to try to get an idea? Because he's a headmaster, so it's related.
So it's his head or is a gun?
It's a gun.
So he's not a headmaster.
Can I do life sciences to try to determine what the hell kind of relationship, and if he can actually transform into a gun at this point by himself?
Now that you saw him separate and transform, I'll let you roll life science.
I'm just going to roll a 3 like that last time. 16 life science.
Yeah, you recognize him as the target master partner to a larger bot, likely Cadmium.
So, do I know he can't turn into a gun without him?
He could turn into a gun, yes, but his form is designed to be attached to Cadmium. So even if he turned into a gun, he just would fall to the ground. He might be able to shoot, but he's not going to be able to aim himself properly.
Only in the direction that he was laid in.
So if he transforms, just don't point him at anybody important.
Well, I guess, would you have to take a level in a class to have that bond? Or can I just be like, hey, if you're looking for a job, I've got weapon slots open. Because, if I can just have a target master as like a companion, fuck yeah, that'd be sweet, because those things hit like a fucking truck.
That would actually be a good cause for a trial. Because if he could be kind of...
Well, he's the gun. He didn't pull the trigger. Ha! So it's not his fault, right?
He didn't have to transform into a gun for the other bot.
I think we should ask him. He's the only one conscious right now. I don't know how inclined he is to be friendly to us. And at this point, he is accessory to a crime, at least. In the most literal sense.
There you go. Might be an unwilling accessory. But a trial would bring that out.
Right? So he was just sort of hanging out with Cadmium.
Yeah, Cadmium was asking questions.
He didn't look like a prisoner, or
no,
he was just sort of
he was just there with them. Yeah, I don't recall him doing anything though. Yeah, he just stood there while Cadmium was questioning me.
Maybe he can't talk.
Maybe.
Dagger still infuse 2 points of energon into him to see if that helps him get himself together a bit.
Thank you. Why are you helping me?
We want some information, for one thing. We don't really believe in hurting people for no reason, like you guys.
We only hurt those who deserve it.
Who deserves it?
The people who come here, to this planet. The ones that did not fight for it. Those ones, they deserve it.
He means people like me.
And me.
Not me.
So, yep. We were wondering if he's on board with this. He's on board.
And he points to Wildstrike.
Why are you among these bots? You're a Decepticon. You should be proud.
I am, but that doesn't mean we have to fight against everyone else.
You can't be proud and peaceful at the same time. It's not difficult.
Where were you during the war?
And he's addressing this to a U-Sweet spot.
Me? I believe I was back on Velocitron. I was trying to make life for my fellow bots much better. Running for office, trying to get higher up in the ranks of the political parties.
Not defending people.
Defending people within the limits of law, my local law. I have to be a part of the local community before I can be a part of the universal community, as I'm trying to do here now on Cybertron.
Have you even been in a fight before?
Yes, I have. Although it was most recently. I was in a fight. I've been bruised up, dented, dinged, scratched.
You don't look like you've been damaged.
I've been fixed.
He buffed himself out very well.
You look very shiny.
Well, thank you. And I must say, you are looking a little bit better yourself. Now that our friend here, Pathfinder, has infused you with a little bit of life energy.
So, how many other people are involved in this organization?
There are many bots. We're all over the city.
I don't know if I believe you on that. Probably just the bots in this room, right?
Cadmium tells me that there are many bots.
Do you have a way to contact them?
I don't.
Do you know of a way to contact them?
I've seen Hub's contact box on his terminal.
And when he said hubs, he gestures to the green bots that you guys have affectionately named Avocadotron.
Avocadotron? He's been communicating with people? With bots?
Avocadotron is not his name. I don't even know what an avocado is.
Dantic little bugger, ain't he?
While they're having this conversation, I'm going to take 20 on searching the corpses and bodies, just so finding stuff.
Are you searching just the bodies? Are you searching the room?
Bodies first, and then the room. And just so you know, Riggs, I've been in a fight. Actually, I think I killed your master, or your partner, right?
Yes, you did.
And he tries to take a swing at you.
Hey, whoa. Hold on there, feisty little bot.
Does he hit?
Make a strength check there, sweet spot.
Absolutely. My strength is terrible. I have a 3.
Yeah, he pulls away from you just enough to take a swing at you.
Whoa. My hands go up. It's too strong for me.
Oh, wow. He gets an 18 to hit.
It's unfortunate my armor class is 20.
His little tiny fist hit your armor and just bounces right off.
I mean, it's like fighting a child. I could put my hand on his head and
That's awesome.
That's adorable.
Are we really going to do this?
Pythagoras is really happy you don't treat him that way.
Okay, Carapace. What you find is the following. 2 azimuth laser pistols, a tactical dueling sword that one of the unnamed bots was swinging at Sweet Spot.
Ching. Yep, I recognize that.
It's right here in my gut, right?
Yeah, it does. You gonna do something about that?
You find an assault hammer, a light reaction cannon. So that's what you find on the bots, or that's what you find on the bodies of the bots. And around the room, you find 500 UPBs. We'll talk about that in a moment. 2 Energon cubes. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. And 1,000 Shenks. And the last thing you find is on the desk in the back that Hubs was next to is a datapad. So I do think we need to have a quick discussion about what UPBs are.
UPBs stands for Universal Polymer Base. It's pretty much just a generic run-of-the-mill currency because it can be used to build anything. They're like universal building parts. So you're like, hey, we need to fix that chair. Well, let's throw some UPBs at it. Like, we got to put your arm back on. UPB it. It can be used as currency. And in a system that typically doesn't have currency, the ability to just share, the ability to craft things is very useful. Think of it as like a gold piece. It works.
The Energon cubes are going to be very important for you, Pythagoras. They function like the Energon nodes that you use for healing, except that an Energon cube is worth 10 nodes.
Whoa.
Can you use it incrementally, like a tenth at a time?
Right. You can split it up into individual nodes if you need to.
Nice. Lots of healing for everyone.
All of you would know what Shanix are. Shanix is the currency of Cybertron before the war. And as bots returned to Cybertron, a lot of them brought their monetary systems back with them, and Shanix was one of the more popular ones.
They have any value now? I mean, they have them for a reason, presumably. Does any place other Shanix changers? Or
You might be able to find a currency exchange at some point.
Okay.
And the only thing left is the datapad that you can examine.
Smart people. One of these things. Is it Pythagoras? Is this you?
Yeah, that would definitely be the better choice.
First things first. What? Suggestion. Heal anyone who needs it. Then tie up the bots who are still functional, including this little unpleasant guy. So when they wake up, they won't be running around. And then we can examine it. And maybe call Ironhide to come give us some backup, too.
You can totally tie people up and not kill them. Huh.
You look like you're having a revelation.
I see something. Is that a light bulb?
That's an actual light bulb, yep.
There we go. Sorry. Blinking. I had something in my optics.
So conveniently, we have steel cable from when Wildstrike was tied up.
I can't believe I was saved by a colonist.
And as you try to tie him up, he tries to kick you. Pythagoras. Magnum, I'm sorry.
Would you rather die?
Is that an option?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always.
Easy there, big fella.
We're not going to exercise that option without a trial.
He'll stop talking once you threaten him.
He's awful brave, isn't he?
Well, because he thinks you're not going to hurt him. He needs to know that's not true.
Well, you already proved that it wasn't true. You ran into him when he was combined with the other bot there.
Whoever wants to tie them up, we'll tie them up. Anyone remotely good at tying things?
I think it's based off your base attack bonus, so I think the two of us would be the best at it. Two of us being Wild Strike and Carapace.
Pythagoras will go around doing the healing.
Okay, so you have looted all of the corpses and looked through the room and found a whole bunch of stuff. What would you like to do next?
Once everyone's healed and the bad guys are tied up, he will examine the data pad and he'll probably ask one of you guys to call Ironhide, get someone else over here to do something a little more thorough. So you can assume to have decapitated the leader.
All right, I'll make that call.
He is going to turn on the data pad and do a cursory examination of what's in there.
Give me a computer strength.
Can any of you guys aid with that?
Sweetspot's good at that.
Yep, it'll only getting better. Would you like a little help there?
Always use some help from you, Sweetspot.
There you go. All right, first thing is you want to turn it off and then turn it back on again. Okay. Then what you're going to get is a 17 from me. So I think I'm going to help you out just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Right, he gets Sweetspot's help. 32.
So you find a couple of data files on the pad. The first is a text document called Those That Follow. The second one is another document called Towards Peace. And as you are examining further into the file structure of the pad, you are able to pick out the last communications between this pad and the last external communications that Hubs had used this pad for. And as you dig even further, you do find that there is a connection between the data pad and the data terminal on Hub's desk. It looks like the connection is now inactive. So you think it might have had something to do with Hubs' actual his system. It was connected to him somehow, but it does have a link to the data pad. It does have a link to the data terminal at his desk.
So which one of these you want to look at first?
Can we tell what the purpose is? Link or just data connection, general data connection?
Yeah, it's just a connection where it's whatever is done on the pad gets updated to the server on the terminal. And the actual terminal looks like it's the main computer system that Hubs was using, and the data pad is a more mobile version of it. You can make a culture check to determine what those documents are, and I will give you this so you can read the last communications you found.
Would you like a little help with that culture?
Sure, I can always use more culture.
Why not? All right, so for my culture, I got myself 10, which barely aids you at all.
Aids me enough. 29. Right. Strain my brain, thinking about propaganda and stuff.
You skim through the first file you found, Those That Follow document, and it looks like it is Cybertron First manifesto. It really is a lot of propaganda where they're trying to prove to Cybertronians how bad and how useless colonists and neutrals are.
Well, that's just hurtful.
They do bring up some good points, though. Just saying.
You are entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong it may be.
As long as you don't try to kill anybody out of it, we're going to get along fine.
Towards Peace, Pythagoras and Sweetspot both recognize, and as you mention it to the rest of your party, Wild Strike, you are very familiar with this as well. Towards Peace is essentially Megatron's autobiography. It was the political treatise he wrote at the beginning of the rise of the Decepticon army. This was before the war really started, and it talks about the stagnation of the states, and how the Senate is corrupt, and how functionism is is one of the evils of Cybertronian society. Wildstrike, I'm sure you read this at some point in your life, and it was probably one of the reasons that you were drawn to the Decepticon cause.
Definitely.
And same thing for a lot of Decepticons.
Now, do we think that maybe Megatron had some sort of silent influence on Cybertron First? Or is it just something that they idolize as their way of thinking?
If I recall correctly, the Cybertronian First movement came about after Megatron had gone off on his little voyage, so he probably had no directive. He might not even know about it because he's probably just in fucking space.
That we know of.
That we know of.
That's what I mean. Is it something that they're just taking heart, or is it something that kind of proves that maybe he has more of a hand in it than anyone thinks?
You would think that, based on what you've seen so far, you believe that they are using Towards Peace as more of an idolized kind of thing. They respect the far-reaching result that Towards Peace had, but it doesn't really have a lot of common elements to it. Whereas Towards Peace was a political treatise and was about empowering the masses, those that follow is more of a propaganda piece, trying to blame someone else for problems.
From what I know about Megatron, this isn't quite his style. It's often philosophical. I don't know if I remember correctly, but he was more like out of personal power than anything else, I think. Probably wouldn't care if the neutrals are here as long as he's in charge of them.
Is Megatron more complex than the original cartoon depicts? It sounds like there's he was kind of a philosopher and a political idealist and all that kind of shit. So it's how close? It's not just I will crush you with my bare hand, and you're like, okay, yeah, that was the cartoon, but who is he actually?
He is not a cartoon villain in the IDW universe. He is much closer to a philosopher, a deep political thinker.
So he's like a philosopher king, sort of person.
Shall I read this message that I find then? This is the message I found on the pad. Recipient, Hubs. Plans are proceeding on schedule. Ensure that Bomb Shock is under arrest before proceeding to the induction ceremony. He will be the most likely suspect if we are discovered. First among equals.
Bomb Shock. Do you know that bot?
That doesn't ring a bell to me.
Yeah, gonna roll a culture check. Go for it.
11 for Carapace.
Culture there. 24.
For Sweet Spot, his culture check is going to turn up a 20 altogether.
Carapace, you don't recognize the name?
I'm used to feeling this way. Who's that?
Sweet Spot and Pythagoras recognize that Bomb Shock is a Decepticon who specializes in munitions.
That's surprising. Of all the people that I would probably know that guy. Well, Wildstrike might know better.
Was he on our suspect list?
Should have been. They didn't really help us find any suspects, munitions experts. They would.
Hey, we need to find someone who's planting bombs all over the street. What? The evil Midnight Bomber? Whoa! Who would have thought Bombitron? Mass Casualtron? It's like, fuck, why didn't we go to him first?
Can we tell when this message was sent?
There should be a digital date on there.
There's 3 of them. Claymore, Landmine, and Bombitron.
Yes, you can. They were sent the day before the bomb.
Okay.
So this Bomb Shock actually been arrested.
And this is the latest message in there?
That is the latest message.
2 here, and it came to, it wasn't sent to out.
Right. So clearly this was a long, ongoing plan.
And also clearly there's someone else out there.
That's right.
He's probably we're pretty sure about anyway.
That's what the little guy said.
Are you able to trace the signal?
Trace where it come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can Pythagoras do a backtrace on a computer system, look up the IP, the QP, the LP, 35-inch?
The LPZ, the MOUSE.
You can give it a shot, but be aware that the message will be coming through the data terminal right now, which might be tricky to hack into.
Maybe we can use the data terminal directly. Maybe I can get access to that first.
You mean you use the desktop one?
Yeah, the desktop. That's the main computer, right? That's the server. So it's one less step to move and get into that.
Yeah, there you go. Let me give you a hand with that.
All right.
First, you want to turn it off, turn it back on again.
All right. Wait for the boot up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, there you go. Now, what you're going to do is go into...
He's going to type as fast as he can, because that's what good hacking looks like.
What we've got here is a computer check from a sweet spot of 20. So I believe that does help you out additionally.
All right, I'll do 9. That will push me up to 25. Type really fast, because sweet spot helps me type really fast, because he's much better at it. That's kind of going to hack you into the future.
You try to get into the database on this terminal, but you're finding that it is incredibly difficult, and firewalls keep coming up to stop you. You think that over time you probably could get through them, but you're thinking that right now it's just not working for you. But you do find a way of disconnecting the database from receiving or putting out signals, so you can isolate the database, and you can copy it to your own system if you need to, and move it elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely copy that puppy so we can keep working on it, and definitely disconnect it so it won't send an alert to anybody else that we're doing it. So,
you know who would probably be pretty good at hacking into this? Wheeljack.
Yeah, good idea.
This is we should definitely let Ironhide know about this immediately, because this implies that Bombshock is actually a member of this organization, and that they're trying to create plausible deniability by having him arrested before the event occurred. Be like, hey, see, I wasn't there, but now we know that he is, so they probably already have him. Put the screws to him. I mean, I don't think they're complicated enough to be like, oh, they were assuming that we were going to be found, and then this is just a red herring. And you're like, no.
Unless they want him to be Patsy.
Well, that's also a possibility.
Sure. I don't know if we can guarantee that he's part of the organization, but it's a definite possibility.
It could put the screws to him anyway.
In either case, it sounds like he has a connection to them. So if he was the one that did it and they wanted him in custody to throw us off the trail of him actually being the one that did it, so be it. We can press the screws to him, like Carapace said. Or if it's the other way around where they want him to be a patsy, then we show him the message saying, yeah, they were going to roll on you. Why don't you roll on them?
It'll depend on whether or not he's taking credit for it. So if he's in there and he's like, nope, it's me, I set it up, ha ha ha. You know, it was all on a timer because I was in prison while it happened. But then we could be like, no, fuck you, you're working with these other people. And is that term first among many, is that a new phrase? That seems to imply leadership potential in this terrorist organization?
Are you going to do a culture check if you want?
I would think it would mean that first of many actions, such as the bombing.
Oh no, that looks like a sign-off. Yeah, I rolled 16.
Yes, Pythagoras will do a culture. Actually, Magnum might know because it's depending on if they're using the Earth term.
And don't worry, if you don't roll high, just do like us diplomats do, lie.
So Pythagoras got 19 on his culture. Magnum is not trained in culture, so I guess he can't roll.
The term first among equals, it's not a particularly Cybertronian thing. It's not a defined role or a defined salutation for anything. So it's not a particular salutation or title that Cybertronians use, but you do think it simply represents that whoever is the leader of Cybertron First recognizes himself as the first among equals, the first in line, whereas the rest of them are, in theory, equivalent or equal to him.
So we believe that we found the the communication from the leader, the organizer of Cybertron First. Good find. Yeah.
Cybertron. You don't even need to come up with names anymore. We'll work on it. We'll take care of that for you.
You guys will get that. You already made your call to Ironhide?
Ironhide, he should be on his way, or sending some bots on their way. We should probably go outside to meet him.
Yeah, all right. Sounds like a plan. I will reconnect, turn back into Magnum, and join everyone else outside.
I'll help by taking a little guy all tied up outside. That he can be picked up.
You guys, stronger characters, want to take the other captives out, or you want to leave them in here?
We should probably take them out.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'll just escape and come back next episode.
Right.
They will anyway. The dead ones will.
God, I hope not.
Okay, so you get out to the main section of the Lost End Clinic, and as you are approaching the door, you start to hear a roar from a crowd. Get to the main door, get outside, and outside are a dozen reporters and a huge crowd of people behind them.
I think Ironhide has a leak.
Or maybe it was the bus. Couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Steve.
You get out into the main room, and outside of the Lost End Clinic is an army of reporters and citizens behind them. You can hear the roar. You can see that they're all clamoring to talk to someone.
The back door to this place?
Nope.
Can we make one?
As we all look to Carapace, and he's nodding.
Oh, yeah!
Always yes. I know, I've taken a new feat at this level called Kool-Aid Man, also known as Delver Level 3.
No, at first level, it's just Kool-Aid Boy.
Kool-Aid Tot. Choice is yours, gentlemen. What do you want to do?
Does anyone have any grenades?
No! We're not going to be using any grenades. These are public people. We don't use
I'm not proficient. Calm down.
All right, that's good. That's good to know. Although you do have some shiny new guns there. I know you want to try them out.
Just one.
The big one right there.
Yeah, it's the one up on my shoulder now.
Yeah. All right. I will hand off my prisoner to somebody else.
Just what I always wanted.
All right.
Did the press get here before, Ironhide did?
You don't see Ironhide out there, but you do see some security forces kind of keeping people back.
Sense motive. I'm just in situations like this, there's always an insider. So, if we're handing off the bad guys to the bad guys in disguise, that just is one of those things. I'm not going to be... I'm awful at this, but... Was the sense motive? I have a 11.
And this is on...
The people that we're handing off the prisoners to.
I will roll that over once you get up there, but at the moment you're still inside, and you need to decide whether or not you're going to face all these reporters.
Oh, I thought we'd already walked out and they were all like, ah!
Not yet.
Okay.
That's the next step.
Oh, so you weren't kidding about the back door thing. Okay.
No, not in the least.
Are there sewers? Did we find a way down into the sewers?
I don't think there's sewers. Transformers don't have bodily waste.
Sweet Spot took a look around the building before you guys all went in, and there was only one entrance. The clinic was pushed up against a larger building behind it.
It was probably closed due to, it being against the fire code. No two exits.
Do you actually want to go out and talk to those people? This does seem kind of your thing.
Of course, yeah.
So you actually want to leave that way?
Yeah.
How does everybody else feel about this?
He's got the golden time. Why not let him do his job?
If you guys are worried about maybe, air quotes, blowing your cover, if you walk out there and be seen on camera and being on one side or the other, that might be a bad thing. But I don't care either, so I'm going to go out there.
This point, everyone knows who we are, so...
I might still have a chance. These are the only ones that knew that I wasn't involved with Cybertron First.
You want to go knock down the back door for you? So you can leave?
Well, let me go out there and talk to them. I'll send in the security force to take care of the prisoners. And then at that point, I would say it's probably safe for you guys to maybe try to find another exit.
No. If you want to be really clever about this, if you want to sell your cover, we could have you escorted out in chains.
That's actually a good idea.
Smarter than what Carrot... No, Carapace is actually pretty smart. Carapace good.
As long as it's knowledge, Bob.
Yeah. I'll wait inside with the others.
All right, I'll leave that up to you guys. You make the call once I send in the security forces, and you sell it to them. All right, let's go do the thing.
You need backup.
Nah, I don't need backup. The camera's out there. What's going to happen to me?
Whatever it's gonna happen on camera.
That's right. Wait.
Aren't you glad he's back?
You guys go outside?
I will go outside.
Just Sweet Spot.
Yes.
And the rest of you?
I will stay near the doors. I will give to him.
Yeah, Wildstrike's going to stay inside away from windows and doors.
I'm going to leave my comm line open so at least they can hear what I'm saying while I'm outside.
Magnum will stay right near the entrance to be watching what's going on. Keep an eye on him in case he needs. Keep an eye on Sweet Spot in case he needs help of any sort.
You're looking at my bumper. So, case yeah.
I see you have a new tramp stamp.
Yeah, well, wait, what? I didn't put that there.
That's Fiat.
Oh, dear God. When we went to the bar, how many drinks did I have?
You mean the Energon hole?
Yeah, the Energon hole, when we went there. How inebriated was I?
You're certainly high octane.
Felt great.
You had the girliest drink there.
And it was delicious and pretty.
So you get out the front door and you are besieged by reporters. 2 of them you recognize because you had talked to them before during the bombing.
Ah, okay.
Those are ones he pressed into service as makeshift orderlies.
Yep.
Those are the
I
ones.
just want to be seen.
Well, I was.
So Circuit and Longtooth are approaching you.
This is Circuit for the Icon News Network. What can you tell us about the Cybertron First movement here?
Well, there has been a situation that has been resolved. It is loosely related to the Cybertron First, although all connections do have to be verified by the authorities.
Ambassador Sweet Spot, if Cybertron First has infiltrated this clinic, could they be in other clinics around the city?
I don't believe this clinic has been in service for an awful long time. It seems like it might have been. Again, all previous connections are going to be investigated. The connections to such are going to be sorted out in due time.
As a colonist yourself, do you feel safe here in Iacon?
Absolutely. My rights have been respected. My responsibilities to the community at large are very much foremost in my mind. I just want to help out all bots live in peace.
Ironhide comes up behind Circuit and Longtooth, and you can see him pushing his way through the other reporters, kind of just shoving them out of his way.
Seeing him come, I will actually say, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hold all comments for right now. I need to take care of business here. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Good job, all. Security forces can deal with the cleanup. Let's get all of you out of here before more reporters show up. Where are the rest of your crew?
Actually, about that. Could you come with me, Ironhide, inside?
He looks at you a little bit suspiciously, but he'll follow.
Now, obviously, I told you quite a bit on the communicator as we were coming into the place, and that is what I will be saying, the Sweet Spot, as we're going in, so that in case that's being overheard from the crowd or reporters that were nearby, as much as they'll hear. Once we're inside and the doors are closed, I'll actually tell him what our plan is to lead Wildstrike out as one of the prisoners to keep his cover intact in case you want to use him further to infiltrate Cybertron First. Reason being, we may have found a communication from the leader of Cybertron First.
It's a mighty sneaky idea there, Sweet Spot.
Wasn't my idea, but Carapace has shown great forethought and restraint, by the way.
Yeah, we actually have some prisoners. Not too shabby, Carapace.
Don't remind me. You shame my family and my house.
I am your house.
Damn, that was good.
No, that's not true. That's impossible.
I am your P.O. box. What?
So you're going to need security forces to escort Wildstrike out along with the rest of them?
I assume you came with such.
Well, of course, you saw them out front.
Oh, yeah.
They're holding the reporters back at the moment, the vultures.
Where did they get news? Do you have a leak?
My security forces don't leak. Did you tell anyone where you were going?
Not particularly. No one of consequence.
Fucking Steve.
We may have perhaps commandeered a bus on the way here.
And the bus dropped you off right here?
Well, not inside. It was outside. They walked in.
He'll go up to the door kind of discreetly and like kind of hide from the reporters a little bit, but he'll point across the street. Is that the bus you're talking about?
all four of us are looking around the corner. Yeah, that looks like him.
Busatron transforms, waves at you guys.
I'll wave back. Okay, back around the corner.
I don't think he's getting a medal.
Poor Busatron.
He would make a good team member, though.
Well, Starscream wanted full transparency on this investigation, didn't he? Well, he's getting it now.
You're certainly right about that.
Well, we can turn it to our advantage. Everyone will see our pal getting hauled out of here. Won't be any mistaking that.
That might actually be what you want, is if the reporters are here, make good use of them with our ploy.
If they see me coming out as a prisoner, and I'm able to escape somehow, it'd be easier to sell my cover.
Your plan is to escape as soon as we get out of this building?
Well, I don't know if that would be such a wise idea. I wouldn't want it to make it seem like your security forces are somewhat incapable of keeping one in custody.
Perhaps release a press release later that he is missing.
Possibly, if you two remain inside, you could play off as the ones that helped him escape in transit from this location to the holdup. I, however, am always going to have to be on the side of good because I went out there and was the face of the group here. Although no one knows it's a group just yet.
You want us to help do the escape?
No. What I'm saying is, in the future, if someone's asking how he escaped, you two could be the assets that made it happen. Behind the scenes, not actually on camera. Therefore, believable. And also, in the public eye, Rawhide's security forces will not seem inept.
Other possibility, if we bring him to the same place that Bomb Shock was, you could be like thrown in, and he might spill information to someone that he thinks is.
That's actually a good idea.
That's two of them.
Is Bomb Shock still in custody?
Bomb Shock? What does he have to do with this?
Show him the communique.
I'll show him the email that they either want him to be a patsy or they want him to be plausible deniability. But they said they arranged him to be arrested before the bombing. Is he actually arrested?
He is. We picked him up the day before the bombing.
Why?
Fighting at Blur's bar. Him and one of his friends were picked up. His friend was let go, though.
Why was he retained?
He was getting belligerent with the security forces.
Convenient.
More importantly, who was his friend?
Some green car, Hubs, I think.
Avocadotron!
Hubs is, no more.
He's resting in peace in the back.
He's a hubcap.
Hubs was involved with Cybertron First.
He seems to have been the leader of at least this little outfit here.
So that fight may have just been staged to get him arrested.
Seems pretty likely. That means the probability of Bomb Shock being a collaborator is pretty high at this point.
Very high.
I'd have to say about 99.9%, but I could just be off by my math a little bit.
We'll have to talk with Bomb Shock.
Put him in with Bomb Shock. Keep the other two separated, because the other two that we're bringing back, they actually know the situation. But if you keep them separated in another cell, give him some time to buddy.
Bomb Shock, they don't have television in the prison, do they?
No television. I'm sure he could get news if he wanted to.
I'm sure he will.
Are you willing to sell this?
Of course.
So you're willing to take some rough handling on the way in?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I figured it's
make it believable.
Yeah.
Why are you rolling up your sleeves?
How'd you get sleeves?
Actually, he's got sleeves.
Where's my sleeves?
Why did you steal his sleeves?
And it's just like, what's the Transformer equivalent of cracking your knuckles, you know? It's like, clang. Like that, you hear like the hydraulics.
Let's get the security forces in here. We'll get these prisoners off your hands. And we'll set up Wild Strike for our prisoner transport.
I only do this because I respect you.
I think Wild Strike should probably go out last. Just that there's no chance that the other bots kind of identify him on camera as they're being led out.
That's fair.
Agreed. And he will call his forces in, and they will come up and take your prisoners off your hands for you. Ironhide will tell the bots that came in to arrest Wild Strike as well.
So they don't know.
Ironhide will tell the ones arresting Wild Strike to hold back and take him out last.
Let's put some dirt and charcoal on him and stuff like that.
Rough up his finish a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't watch this. I'll leave first and try to maybe draw off any straggling reporters.
The moment you get out of the front door, they start swarming you again and want to talk to you.
Okay. I'll make my way through them and away from the front, probably about a block or so, and then I'll say, okay, all right.
Are they letting him through?
They're following him. They're walking with him and asking questions. They're not hindering you, but they certainly are not making it easy for you to walk through.
As the paparazzi are prone to do.
He's like in his element here.
No, my element is the speedway.
And walk faster.
Ironhide goes with the security forces and escorts everyone to the holding cells at the Icon Security Headquarters. And as he is leaving, he will contact each of you and tell you guys to come to the security headquarters as soon as you are able.
Right. As soon as I realize that I have the attention of all or most of the reporters that are in the area, I will signal the other two. It's clear for you to make your way out and to the left or right, depending on which way I went.
Try to tiptoe around the corner.
Whoever's trying to hide on the way out, I need a stealth check from you.
Could I aid them with a bluff check? Or diplomacy?
Diplomacy, and I'll allow that.
All right. Ooh. I have rolled, with modifiers, of course, a 24 to aid Carapace in his stealth.
I'll carry it over for both of them, because you're doing one
right,
speech.
Just trying to keep the attention on me, the way I like it.
So is that +4? It's like 8 another?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a 22 on my stealth.
22 on stealth from Carapace.
Take off his shoes.
It actually makes you louder.
This one has flat feet.
Tiptoe around the corner.
Do the old soft shoe.
18.
That's with the +4?
Oh, no. 22. +4.
The two of you manage to sneak around, and you don't think the reporters noticed you. Gonna get back on Busatron?
Oh, yeah. Come here, Busatron.
He's still waving at you.
Come here, Busatron. I want to thank you.
Hey, yo, I'm so glad I could be a help.
I'm trying to keep the expression on my face peaceful while I'm looking at the molest Busatron in the background. And the reporters are looking at me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to seem surprised at what I'm looking at.
I'll sort of drag him into the alley. Do we have you to thank for this lovely reception?
Oh, yeah, of course. I went ahead and told all my friends that I was helping the council out.
Just for that. Thank you so much. I hit him on the back a few times.
He's a pretty big bot, bigger than you.
I'm not going to make much of a dent then.
Nope. Hey, anytime, my friends. Call me anytime.
Oh, I will.
You need a lift somewhere? I'm free. I can go ahead and give you guys a lift wherever you need.
What building is near the police headquarters? Maybe a few blocks away.
Papsy's Flower Shop.
Hey, they just opened a currency exchange place a couple of buildings down from the security headquarters.
How convenient. We happen to have currency now.
I can drop you off there if you want.
That'll be just fine.
So just I'm leaving a bomb in him when we walk off, right? Okay.
Thumbs up, yeah.
Where's your ashtrays? Never mind. I'll find some.
Or make some.
He'll just chain smoke through the hole. And leave butts everywhere.
Buzzatron is an old bus, so no one notices. So, in conclusion, what you will be getting is a statement from your local leaders. You know, I'm just an ambassador here. I'm just trying to do my part. But your local leaders will brief the rest of you probably sometime tomorrow when things are sorted out and we have a more definitive statement to make. Thank you for your time, and good night.
And they're still, like, calling questions out to you as you're walking away.
Oh, no. I transform into a car and drive away.
I'll make sure that Buzzatron doesn't turn on the sirens this time.
He had sirens?
Yes, he did.
Wow. That's one good Buzzatron.
I know, that's why I was so enthusiastic before. I'm so mad. I have such mixed feelings now.
Well, we now know that if we ever need to spread a rumor, bam, you know.
Yeah, if we don't need to be stealthy about something.
If we need someone to overreact to news, we take the train. If we want to spread the word, we take the bus.
Truth.
What is Botatron's thing going to be?
Hot air balloonicon, you know, it's going to be... He's the one who writes sad poetry about everything.
Or maybe he just likes dropping bombs.
Yeah.
Well, then drop us off, we'll head over to the headquarters. Yeah, like they asked us to go, I guess.
Took the bus, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go in.
You guys are at the security headquarters, and did you want to do anything with Bomb Shock? Or are you just trying to kind of like listen in and...
Are they putting me in the same cell with them?
Well, that was the intention. I was hoping that they would temporarily deputize me so that I could be the one to walk him in. I kind of rough him up as I do it, kick him when he's down, call him a traitor, and then walk out. And then he'll be stuck in the room with Bombatron. No, Bomb Shock. Sorry. Damn it. We'll see what happens.
Carapace roughs you up.
Okay.
I don't hold back.
No.
Because I respect you.
I understand. Gonna make it look real.
Yeah.
Kicks you in the cell, closes the door.
You're not worth the spit on my boob.
Sometimes I'm really grateful that you do not respect me.
I'll shout back the line about being a filthy neutral and, you know, kind of huff and sit down wherever in the cell, whatever. Try to gauge what Bomb Shock is doing, like a sense motive or something.
Go for it.
20.
Yeah, testify, brother. Fight against those neutrals. Those filthy newts.
I guess we're under no illusions as to his allegiance.
Yeah.
Are you recording this? Because I think this is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the other room, sensor bay, hearing everything. Yeah. Somebody's doing space cocaine up on the third floor. What?
Spokane.
Yeah. Off of a space stripper. A stripper? I don't know.
It's almost as funny as the skanky hookabout you came across.
Oh, yes. Please do not remind me.
Reply to Bomb Shock after that. Glad to see somebody sensible here.
Yeah, no kidding. These filthy neutrals everywhere.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Trying to take over the city that we fought for.
Does he have a badge on?
A Decepticon badge.
I'll make sure he sees mine, like angle, like it's on my shoulders, kind of angle. Be like, point to it. Be like, I know exactly what you mean.
Like sailors comparing tattoos.
Make sure you can see it, but then I'll point to it just in case.
Exactly.
Subtle, man.
That's right. Represent my Decepticon brother.
What are you doing in here? How'd they get you here?
I got into a bar fight over at Blur's.
Oh.
Just trying to get myself a drink, that's all. Jerks. What about you? What'd they get you for?
I'll look around. Is anybody around the cell?
No one you can see?
I'll get a little closer to him. Kind of whisper. Ever hear of Cybertron First?
Yeah, I heard of him.
That's what got me in here.
What did you do?
I was plotting with a few friends, and this group of neutrals came in, started shooting up the place. Unfortunately, they got the drop on us.
Filthy neutrals.
I know. We got one of them down, though, at least. but unfortunately, our leader perished in the attack.
Oh, jeez.
Poor Hubs.
Wait, what? Hubs?
Yeah. You know Hubs?
He's my friend.
Say, sorry. Sorry to give you the news, but yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't make it.
Who did it? Who was the filthy neutral who did it?
I didn't catch their names, but there was some little guy. There was like a car and a tank. Apparently they were working with Cadmium.
Cadmium? The guy who runs the Lost End Clinic?
Yeah. They when they came in, they mentioned him and they avoided shooting each other.
How dare they? Oh, this makes me so mad. And he punches the wall.
I know your anger. I know your frustration.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this damn cell.
They're holding you on nothing. You gotta be able to get out.
They're gonna release me tomorrow. At least that's what Ironhide says.
Do you know anybody else from Cybertron First?
I know a few people. If they're still alive.
Maybe we can get out of here together.
What do you have in mind?
Well, you've been in here a bit longer. Are there guard shifts? Do they come in at all?
This is the low security wing. There's not a lot of guards that come by.
All right.
I should have been out the day after I got arrested. But I've been swearing to the guards. They don't like that.
No, they don't.
You hear that, you filthy guard?
All right, what if we get in a fight? I'll take you down, yell for the guards, and then when they come in to check, we take him down.
Make a bluff check on this one.
22.
All right, that sounds good, man. That sounds really good. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to throw you against the wall.
Okay.
And you come back and you just start swinging at me. You just start swinging.
You want me to really hit you or hold back?
Nah, you can really hit me. I can take a punch.
All right.
We should probably prepare one of the guards.
That's what I was going to say. Either one of the guards, or you could even send me back in, because I can take a hit.
Yeah, I'm not believing that, 2 bots can put you down.
Thank you.
And I would suggest to be the one to go in there, but I really don't want to.
We also should clear, get the people out of the way, so that when they flee, you have a clean line of escape.
All right, I'll get the people out of the way. One of you to prep the guards, and that's what I'll do.
Is there a Cybertronian equivalent of a fire alarm in this place?
Yeah, there are alarms. It's essentially a police station, so.
There are little things you can pull.
Not like a pull thing, but there's like alarm panels.
Just as soon as they're ready to, as soon as everyone's prepped, I'll just hit one of those.
Do we have a tracker on you, just in case you get captured or something again?
I don't think so.
No. Don't think we even own one.
Right. Okay.
While I'm listening, I've been picking up the radio frequencies of the law enforcement ones. Okay. Could I send a message to dispatch? Or multiple messages to dispatch?
What do you want to say?
I want to report crimes all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll pop up, hit the fire alarm.
That is a massive misuse of public service.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Makes me smile, doesn't it?
Give me 2 bluff checks.
There's a young woman with a gun. Help!
All right, there's a hooker bot on a rampage down by the shopping mall. She's got a much bigger hook than usual. She's already hooked 3 people. We need at least 6 or 7 police bots down there as fast as you can.
I hope they buy this lie. Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh.
24 bluff.
This is dispatch. Units are en route.
Thank you, dispatch. There's a 32.7 happening down by the bank. We need at least 15 wagons and police cars and meter maids. And better send that guy who works behind the desk on the first floor too, just in case. 25.
You don't have to be skilled as long as you're lucky,
Skilled helps, though.
Yeah, no, totally.
This is dispatch. All personnel are en route.
Very much.
Wow.
Hey, Scoob! They totally bought it!
Officer, is there something wrong with your voice?
I need to get my voice chip checked.
That sounds horrible.
Yes, I accidentally swallowed a cyber rodent. Pardon me.
Was it a yellow or red cyber rodent?
I don't know. I can't see it where it is right now. And then, once they're well on their way, run around hitting all the emergency valves.
Just so you're aware, you've cleared out a good number of security bots from the building. You didn't clear out all of them.
Well, then this should do it, right? Turn on the fire alarm, and the smoke alarm, and the flood alarm, and the
Earthquake alarm.
earthquake alarm, yep.
Yep, Cybertron quake alarm.
The donut wagon alarm. The sound of the Donutron is on his way.
So popular here.
That's basically just called the dinner bell.
I think we may have created adequate confusion.
I love you, man.
I am deeply disturbed about inviting you to Velocitron anytime in the future.
I'll take that as a vote of confidence.
All right, go. Now.
Alright, now's the time. Throw him against the wall. You want to come back and start punching him, he's going to yell for the guard.
The one guard left in the building.
Right.
Alright, so Bomb Shock lifts you up, chucks you against the wall. You take 2 more points of damage on this one.
Okay.
You get up, you start wailing on Bomb Shock. You call for a guard. No one shows up.
Damn it.
Can you hack the door lock?
I'll run down the hallway. I'll grab a police hat and put it on. Calm down, you bastards. What are you doing?
So you're going up to the cell?
I shall try to figure out how to open it up.
Who's this nut job over here?
Oh, it looks like a guard.
I'm a guard. I just got hired. Calm down in here.
I'm wailing away at Bomb Shock.
Stop it. Stop doing that. Open the door and break. Try to restrain him.
Now!
Bomb Shock takes his cue, pushes back against you two, and you kind of fall to the floor. And Bomb Shock runs out.
Damn it, my thing. I heard my thing.
Yeah, Bomb Shock runs down the hallway, and you're going to go after him.
Yeah. The plan was to break out together.
It takes you a moment or two to to actually get out of the building. You pass a couple of surprised-looking guards. Not guards, but security officers. Just gonna keep on running. You get out to the main door. You get outside. Bomb Shock is like, "Thanks, brother, for helping me. There's anything I can do for you, just name it."
You gotta know a place to go to hide.
I know a place to go, but I can't bring you there.
Come on, you gotta help me. I help you out here.
I can't bring you with me, but I do know a safe house.
Okay.
And he will give you the location of a safe house.
Okay.
And he'll tell you to head there, lay low for a few days, and he'll be in contact with you soon.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Get the digits.
Fight the neutrals, brother!
What if I need to get in contact with you?
I'll get in touch with you!
Okay.
You know your name.
I'm Wild Strike.
Bomb Shock!
Nice to meet you.
Some guy just looks like, I'm Max Grease.
You're standing right next to each other.
Everyone starts shouting out their names.
I'm gonna start heading off like a different direction, and then over the comm I'll whisper that he's heading off to a place. He said I couldn't follow him. He told me a safe house to go to. Anybody want to get eyes on him?
Which direction is he going?
Then I'll let you know where he's going.
All right, transform and try to get ahead of his route and park.
I need you to make 2 perception checks there, Sweet Spot.
Alrighty. Okay, that would be a 17 for the first, and a 17 plus my modifier, so 24 for the second. Hopefully the second is the more important of the two. The way you're thinking, the way it looks like you're thinking hard about this, I'm thinking maybe it was. The second one was more important, which is good for us. Maybe not so much for you. You want to give out some secrets.
You park around the corner of where you think he's going to be. You wait a few seconds. He doesn't show up. You wait a few more seconds. He doesn't show up. Transform, look around the corner there, and he is not there.
Okay, I've lost the target.
What?
I tried to get ahead of him. He didn't come this way. So he obviously went a different way from the way that you said he was starting to go. So maybe he thought he was being followed and took a turn. I didn't get too far ahead of him. Not, a jet.
We might have to just wait till he contacts you. It's alright, he's in a good position. I would suggest go to the safe house.
Yeah.
Act just like you should act.
Maybe there's some information at the safe house.
Do you want backup close by when you go there?
That'd be a good idea.
You think that the place he gave you is someplace just to lay low for a while. So it's not like a location where Cybertron First is going to be. It's just a place where it's a bit off the grid, so you're not going to have to worry about getting caught by security.
I'm just thinking he might have maybe left something there on the previous day, or supplies for if we ever needed to go there, something like that. It might help.
Can I just make you just pretty much tell me where it is that he left? Like, could I track him? Like, with a survival check?
You could give it a shot.
Something I'm pretty decent at.
So the question of should we stay in this place until the cops get back?
Well, I think you could probably at this point call off, say like, "Oh, those are false alarms." Get them to come back. But I mean, I'm a tracker, so I'm going to try and take a look at that. So I got a 22. Like maybe it's like, oh, it went to the sewer cap, and it's like, oh, of course, like or do we know what he turns into?
No one ever asked, and no one did any life science check. Nothing obvious.
Wasn't like, oh, he's actually a street light. Oh, fuck, that's why
he's one of those giant cherry bombs, with the fuse.
Wild Strike actually got pretty handsy with a fella. Maybe you could figure it out.
Do you have life science?
No.
What is this? I don't know.
It's not my feet. Do I find anything with a 22?
So he was pretty good at not leaving a trail behind, but you do notice that one of the access ports into Metroplex's substructure was left not open, but not closed all the way.
So sewers.
More along the lines of sections where his hydraulics would end up being, where larger sections that control his transformation, and energon purification, stuff like that. So sewers-ish, but a lot more than that. But you think that he has probably escaped inside Metroplex.
So I guess the question is, do I keep going? I might be able to just track him cold. But that also might give us a hint as to where he's going if Metroplex's subsystems, sublevels only go to certain places.
Well, we can look up a
schematic.
Yeah, exactly. So has Ironhide showed up yet?
Oh yeah, we kind of may have overstepped our bounds a little bit there.
Only slightly.
We've been given temporary powers by the authorities, so I think we're
We have plenty of powers. All the powers we need.
As you're thinking about Ironhide, you will get a call on your comms.
Here it comes.
Where did you bots get off to?
Right where you told us to be, in the security building. The noisy place this is.
All the alarms.
All the alarms have gone off. What is going on?
Some sort of large amounts of confusion. Why don't you come on over and we'll discuss it?
Has the plan gone off?
Yes, we did buy donuts.
I don't think that was the plan.
Well, I think that's a good enough plan for now. Why don't you come discuss and have some? I'll save a jelly for you.
And he'll start heading over to where you guys are. Are you all going to head back to the security building?
Ironhide's going there?
Yeah.
All right. I am not going to be there. I will actually go and try to keep eyes on our stool pigeon here.
Maybe you keep your tracking up. Yes. And I'll deal with Ironhide.
I think that would be best.
I will put a call out to. This is an 82.5 and a half. Someone called in false alarms. 72B and 72C. Please recall all personnel.
Make another bluff check.
It's funny if they won't come back. Oh well.
No, the dispatcher recognizes your voice.
We have found the Hookertron. Wait, it wasn't how? What? I was just making shit up.
Magnum got a 7.
I don't know who this is, but get off this line. This is a secure line.
I'm sorry. I thought this was Blur's bar. He usually laughs at this. Sorry to bother you.
Also, throw in impersonating an officer.
They'll find their way back here eventually. So I'll Magnum will wait. I'll try to turn off all the alarms. You can manage it. Just sort of memorize. Well, is there any free terminals around here?
Yeah, there's plenty of data terminals that you can use.
Oh, so he'll browse the police data and criminal records while waiting for Ironhide to get back.
A little bit of light reading.
Pastime looking at mugshots. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Yeah, he's got to familiarize himself with the local dirtbags.
So Ironhide gets back, and he's expecting kind of all of you there, but he only finds Magnum.
I couldn't find an ashtray, so you might not want to use that seat over there. My compatriots are off attempting to track Bomb Shock. I'll explain to him that where he's at the safe house, and they're going to contact him in a few days. Carapace and Sweet Spot are both tracking Bomb Shock in different ways to try to get an idea where he went without revealing themselves. And the plan has gone off without a hitch.
Sure.
Liar. Seems perfect to me.
All right, so Wild Strike, you hang around the warehouse for about 2 days. You don't get any contact from Bomb Shock right away. You think that if he is going to contact you, it's going to be on his schedule, on his terms. You can hang around. You can continue to hang around, but he's shown no sign of returning at any point soon. The safe house is pretty much just an old hab suite that's unoccupied at the moment. It's not registered to anyone. It's just kind of out there. Carapace, you try to follow the trail further. The tunnel that you're entering does split. You think you follow the trail correctly to get down one side of it, but then it splits again. It splits again. By the time you circle back around, he could be in many different places in the city by now. So you don't quite lose the trail, but there's so many options that it would take you days to search them all.
All right, that makes 101 times I have circled the block. No one is coming. No one is even in sight. This is a dead-end part of town. Yep. And not only that, I think I need my tires to rotate. I do not like parking and waiting and watching.
Why don't you come back here to headquarters then?
Oh, wait, that was an option?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just wanted to see how long you'd stay there.
Well, I was keeping an eye on Wild Strike. Didn't want anything to happen to my my best jet buddy.
You did a good job, too.
I do try.
I guess the three of us, though, I guess we'll get back together, I guess.
Yeah. In the future, I definitely want to find a way to, leave a tracker on somebody. Not like an electronic one, but something that's this leaves an actual trace amount of something, almost like smoke, but a non-obvious.
Could be a chemical compound.
Right.
And I could use my ranged chemilizer to find it.
So you will become Pop Bloodhound. How nice.
Okay, so all of you guys get back to the security building, and as a reward for all of your service in damaging Cybertron First, Ironhide offers you guys essentially a position with the security services and some working space here in the security building.
Work with the bulls. I guess it's worth a try.
You'll have access to the police database as well as the security networks, and you might be able to get your jobs done a little bit easier.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Do I get a badge?
You're deputized by the council as investigators, so you're not an actual cop. You are something different. You are something...
Damn straight, I'm different.
Better. Well, considering this is kind of right up the alley that Sweet Spot was looking to be, I mean, he missed out on the war, so he didn't have a service record as a soldier, but maybe serving the community as an enforcer of the laws or investigator of the laws or however it goes, I think this would be a good thing for me. Even though it seems to be something of a desk job, I'm hoping that I won't be at the desk all that much. So yeah, I'll accept. Thank you very much.
Do we have access to your charging station?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, good. Then I'll stay. What? I shot a lot of shots last time. My guns used up a lot of energy.
And what about you, Wild Strike?
Yeah, I might as well. Like you said, it could help us get his job done.
Can we spray paint him so he doesn't look like himself while we're doing other stuff?
No.
Apparently we can't.
So Ironhide shows you to your workspace. It has a couple of data terminals, enough for each of you. It's got a charging station, enough for each of you. And it has 2 hab suites in the back in case you actually need to just charge overnight while you are here. It's also got storage for weapons and access to the security networks as well as the police database. Along with a more direct connection to the council's database and networks in case there's anything that is not security related that you need to get access to. As you passed on the way in, a currency exchange building has opened down the street, so if you do need to exchange any money or any Shaniks or any credits or UPBs for a different type, you are welcome to do so there. Your mission that the council has given you is still to work towards the identification and eventual elimination of Cybertron First. And we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, all right.
Sweet.
This is Blaster, blasting out to the airwaves, bringing you the latest and greatest hits and news updates. I have big news for you today, so keep those audio receptors turned up to the max. Empire of Rust was created, written, and GM'd by Michael Ordway. Carapace is played by Patrick Finn. Wild Strike the Decepticon is played by Mike M. Pythagoras and Magnum are played by Matthew G. Sweet Spot is played by Adam I. Chu. And last but no way least, Rex and his Dino Buds, Laser, Grazer, and Laser are played by Rob Muller. Keep the hits coming by supporting the show at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. And tune in to the Transmissions Network for all your Transformers news and reviews. This is Blaster, the voice of Cybertron's airwaves, blasting out.